All right. So really appreciate everyone to joining. I'm Shen Yuan, okay, founder of Ascender Impact Accelerator. And right now, I think we are doing our 2025 quarter one cohort demo day. All right, and before that, I'd like to maybe share a bit about what Ascender is. Okay, so just hold on. Let me share my screen. Okay. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, all right, okay, all right. So basically, this is from actually our presentation, a webinar I just gave I think yesterday, okay, regarding our next cohort. But it's good for, for today's, theme as well. So a sender is basically what is a sender? Ascender is actually a platform with the goal, a really ambitious one, I'd say, to create 1,000 impact unicorns in 20 years by 2044. Okay. And how we're going to do this is through a coaching program. It's called the Unicorn. Okay. So it's actually a combination of the best stuff from 10x Mindset, from Dan Sullivan. Okay. And also from Y Combinator. So YC or Y Combinator, they are one of the top accelerator in the world. Okay, they have incubated, I think, over 100 unicorns so far. Okay, so hold on a sec. Let me see if okay. So you guys can hear me all right, right? Just to make sure. Is voice all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, okay, all right, okay. So um, basically, how are we going to do this is through, we actually focus on three areas. The first is called a global teamwork. Okay. And this is basically about remote collaborations. Okay. Because we believe, I like to call or think of the center as a quote unquote peace accelerators. And, we do this by building more collaborations, globally. Because when people collaborate, they understand each other better, and they actually reduce potential tension or misunderstanding. Okay, so we like to empower people to do global teamwork. And the second area is sustainable wealth, because we know that the wealth gap, right, between the rich and poor has widened actually, especially now as we enter the AI age with AI robotics very likely to replace many jobs that people have now, right? Like automated driving, it could replace drivers. And this growing wealth gap, we think that basic income may be a solution, but um, you know, um, it may be too slow for governments to do something. So if we can actually do that through on the private sector side, that could be a solution. And the third area we want to do is peaceful diet. Okay. And there are a couple of reasons for this. One is for health, but the other is for our environment. Because we all know that right now global warming is taking, a real impact into, let's say, weather to how people are actually growing crops. So if we can actually move into a more plant-based, organic form of farming and diet, that may reduce a lot of the health and environmental issues that we're experiencing today. Also, bring more peace, to our world by bringing peace to our table first. Okay, so that's the kind of the three areas. Now we know that entrepreneurs face different challenges from funding to lack of mentorship. Okay, because it's a really challenging process. Actually, becoming an entrepreneur is one of the most complex undertaking or career path you can choose. And even if you achieve initial success, how you're going to scale to wider markets, right, or internationally, that could be a challenge. So we actually want to focus on what's called, so the ascender question we ask is, can we build actually unicorns, which are companies valuated at $1 billion by combining the best knowledge that's out there in coaching and removing the geography or funding limitation. Okay, and focusing on what's called the three-person unicorn model, which is something we believe would be a unique path. It's kind of like the 4-minute mile in a Star Wars, right, towards this vision. So in terms of program, what we have is actually there are three, I think, main components. Okay, we combine the YC knowledge with 10x mindset training, and also weekly masterminds. This is kind of our current formula. Obviously, there could be additional, there could be adjustments, improvement in the future. But right now, we believe that this could be, a unique formula because, talents are likely existing everywhere. There's talents everywhere, but the opportunities to learn about entrepreneurship or to do maybe global collaboration may not be as available. Okay, and this is what Ascender tries to resolve. Okay, and we do have a funding model as well. Okay, so I like to say, okay, it's actually there are three stages. Okay, the first is their fundamentals, which is what this cohort is completing now. It's 3-month foundational. At the end of this, if you complete successfully, you may get a $500 grant. Okay, and we actually allocated 10 spots for this year. Okay, and the next stage will be 5,000 and even a 50K stage. Okay, after that, but we're still looking for funding partners to support this. Okay, we may do some fundraising in the second quarter, but the idea is that to basically support team with fundamentals, help them develop minimum viable product, and then also help the ideas to scale. Okay, potentially globally, internationally. So if we do everything right, okay, and start with a $15 million fund, which is our actually funding target for this year. And to grow that, at the end of 20 years, we might just achieve 1,000 unicorns. Okay? All right, so that's kind of Ascender in a nutshell. Okay? Now, today, really happy and honored that we actually have, a few of our participants to share in the presenting what they have learned, what they have achieved, what they have progressed over the last 3 months. Okay, since January, and I think we have 2 teams that's going to be presenting. I mean, 2 projects. One from Rohini, okay, and she is doing something I know with mental health related, okay, and she's really a very proactive member. Also, I know she's president of the local university's entrepreneur club. So really excited to have her being with us. And the second is actually our in-house project called Pure Harvest, which aims to be a 3-person unicorn in 1 to 3 years, targeting at organic farming. And we have Vashali and Karthik, they have working diligently along with our Taiwan team on this. So they will also be presenting some of the progress. Okay. So I think we have 2 projects, right? And the format will be the presentation part will be 5 minutes. I will time this, and then it will be Q&A. Okay, and the QA part will be 10 minutes for the question and Q&A. So let's start. Okay, so let's start with I think Rohini first. All right, and I will be sharing in the chat room to alert you that if the time is still 1 minute left. Okay, so you can contribute of the time. All right. So Rohini, are you good to go?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you can share screen and I'll give the time to you. All right, thanks.
So just give me a minute. I'll share
Okay,
my.
sure, sure. Okay, so while Rohini is preparing, okay, all right, good. Okay, so, all right, okay, so I'll
Am I
let you start. All right, okay, so start whenever you're ready. Okay, go ahead.
So am I audible?
Okay, yes, you're audible. You're audible. Voice is good. Voice is good. Yeah.
Okay. So good evening, sir. I'm Rohini Kundur. I'm here with my team member, Shri Lakshmi Kundur.
Hi everyone, I'm Sri Lakshmi Kundur. I'm working as a performance engineer at Cognizant, and it's great joining you all today.
So I'm here to introduce ClearMind, a startup on a mission to revolutionize mental health care in India. The problem: India's growing mental health crisis. Mental health is one of the most pressing but overlooked issues in India. According to the National Mental Health Survey, nearly 10% of Indians suffer from mental health disorders. However, access to care remains a major challenge due to a shortage of trained professionals, high costs of therapy and support, deep rooted stigma preventing people from seeking help. These challenges affect not just individuals, but also corporate employees and students, leading to lower productivity, increased stress, and a decline in overall well being. The current system fails to offer affordable, accessible, and culturally relevant solutions, creating an urgent need for innovation. Our solution: AI powered personalized mental health care. At ClearMind, we are leveraging the power of AI and digital technology to bridge this gap. Our platform offers personalized support tailored to individual needs, evidence based interventions backed by mental health professionals, culturally relevant resources designed specifically for the Indian audience. We have two segments, two key target segments. For students, it is B2C and B2B, a support system to help them navigate academic stress, anxiety, and personal challenges. For corporates, it is B2B, a comprehensive mental wellness solution that improves employee productivity and well-being. The market opportunity: the Indian mental health tech market is projected to reach $1.5 billion by 2025, driven by growing awareness and acceptance of mental health issues, increased digital adoption across urban and semi-urban areas, demand for innovative tech-driven mental health solutions. India represents a vast underserved market, and ClearMind is uniquely positioned to capitalize on this opportunity. How we stand out: while there are other mental health startups in India, ClearMind differentiates itself by AI-powered personalization. Users receive customized recommendations based on their mental health needs. Cultural sensitivity: our platform is designed specifically for the Indian audience, making mental health support more relatable and accessible. Affordability and accessibility: we aim to provide cost effective solutions, ensuring that mental wellness is not just a privilege for the few. Our business model: we generate revenue through subscription based plans for individuals, corporate wellness programs for businesses, partnerships with educational institutions. Our execution plan and roadmap. So we have a clear plan to bring this vision to life. So in the first quarter, our idea got incubated into our college incubation center, and we conducted a market survey in our college. And in the quarter two, we are planning to launch a pilot program in Hyderabad and other districts of Telangana. Quarter three of 2025, we're planning to expand to 5 companies and 3 educational institutions. Quarter four, 2025, we are planning to launch our mobile app for both iOS and Android for personal services, and later expand it to all the districts present in Telangana. Telangana is a state in India. To achieve our goals, we are seeking 7.5 lakhs rupees in funding. This investment will help us to accelerate platform development and enhance AI capabilities, scale our marketing efforts to acquire more users, expand strategic partnerships with corporates, schools, and healthcare providers. Join us in transforming mental health in India. This is not just a business, it's a movement to make mental health care accessible, affordable, and stigma free for millions of Indians. We invite you to be a part of this transformative journey. Let's work together to build a future where mental health, wellness is not just a priority. It's not just a privilege, but it is a priority. Thank you, everyone.
Excellent. Wow, that was great timing. Okay, all right.
Thank you,
So
sir.
exactly at the 5-minute mark. Okay. So maybe let's start with the some questions, right? Is there any questions from the audience would like to ask Rohini and the team? Doesn't any questions?
No, sir, not now.
Okay, I mean if there's any question, you can. Okay, all right. So Rohini, this is something I'm curious about, which is it seems like the problem is the growing mental health concern, right? Especially in India. And the solution is an AI-based powered solution, right? That can probably provide unique, customizable, very custom feedback service. Um, what's the, I guess, what's something, I guess the idea is there's probably other teams or other projects that are also doing this. Are you aware some of the other existing offers, and how do you compare with them? Can you maybe elaborate about a bit on this? What's the landscape like, and how are you positioning differently?
Yes, sir. My team member will also be pitching in.
Hi.
Okay,
So
Jack.
I have a question for myself. So yes, there are a few companies which are providing this. That is, one is Culfit. They even provide mental wellness services to corporates, and there are a lot of good startups who are providing the individual healthcare services. But how are we different? Mostly we are targeting the educational institutions as a whole, as we are trying to reach out the educational institutions and introduce workshops. We conduct various workshops, events, so that pulling them from at the age of 18, not starting the mental health or therapy or these things at the age of 24, 25 after entering into the corporate as a corporate professional. So we will be going under a lot of pressure because of the deadlines and the projects. So if we can start and if we can and regulate few habits which help us which boosts our productivity is much better if we started at the age of 18 than rather than 24, because we have a lot of responsibilities. So we mostly want to target students where we even have a good market over there, because there are very few, and it's not even few people who are targeting students. Mostly therapy is based upon on people after 25, 24 who are personal individuals who are earning, so they are seeking out therapy. But whereas students, they can't figure out what exactly is going on with them, whether it's stress, maybe the placements. At the time of placements, I have seen a lot of even my friends are going into a lot of stress and anxiety because they are not getting placed, but they still have time to regulate the stress and everything. So that's what we are mostly focusing on.
So it seems like there's the focus on I think on student population, right? I think that may be a different angle, and you're kind of doing this at the earlier stage before they become professional working adults. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. So we got incubated in Kakatiya Institute of Technology, which Rohini is studying in. And in the last 3 months, we spoke to students. We conducted small workshops about how many people are seeking out, how many people are actually talking about mental health. So if I just say that here, mental health, I know mental is something, a different word, which is taken as taboo in India. So it's not something we have to seek therapy. We have to go to professionals. It will be a common thing maybe in near future, but now it's like a taboo thing, and students are not reaching out. And suppose if they are reaching out, even it shows like you have some issue. That's why it's not about an issue. It's just a help. It's just speaking to someone about our problems. Just seeking their help. That's it. So we want to introduce that into the students first.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so I think, I guess coming from students, you also understand the student population markets demands better, right? Than,
Exactly.
let's say, some adults or older people, right? Um, what, one of the common questions, at least I'm aware of, regarding targeting at young people, students, right? People, is that they don't necessarily have money to pay for services. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
It's right. I mean that's usually and we want to build a business, right? So I guess my next question is, what is your uh, supposed business model in terms of how you plan to support, sustain, I guess, the operation, right? What's the business model going to be like?
So, for as we are targeting students, we are not going as B2C. We are not offering at this moment, we are not offering any services directly to the students. So we want to tie up with the educational institutions. As now, even the government of India is want to bring the awareness on the mental health, and even boosting people, mental health professionals, saying that they are conducting workshops and several of these things, and they are asking educational, even schools, to introduce a course or maybe workshops about mental health. So it is becoming a mandatory thing. So we want to connect with the educational institutions, and we want to show them, even conducting these workshops and everything, even this boosts the students productivity. Even the learning pattern can change, so that people will start actively attending into things. So this is the first focus on us, but not the individual subscriptions.
I see. Good. So actually, your seems like your client, quote unquote clients are actually the governments and schools, right? That may have a budget to support to improve the mental health of the student population. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, okay. Have you already done some engagements from such school or government entities, sort of like some kind of market feedback so far? I mean, have you engaged and what are their feedback or response so far?
We started with the kids college itself, and we did few surveys based on how students, on exactly what areas students are facing issues, maybe the time management, and we came across, if possible we can just share the survey. If it's okay, can we share the screen?
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. Go ahead, go ahead. I mean, if you have anything concrete, yeah, definitely.
This is one of the survey we have done. Can we go into that? Go into the paragraph section.
Okay, so we have close to 200 respondents, right? Who took
Yes.
your survey.
Yes. Yes. If you can see this, mostly here, the main the stress source is the academic workload, time management, which goes over 60%. Because mostly the curriculums in India are mostly packed with from 9 to 5 classes, and after that, even this is the point of time where they have to go and explore things. So mostly time management is a a very hardest thing to do when we are studying our graduation, which I faced. Even when we conducted the survey, we observed many students are they're exactly facing the issue about the time management, and they are mostly stressed about it. And the academic workload, I know, so we have to go hand in hand, because with the academics and even the extracurriculars, that is very, very much needed during the graduation years. So we found mostly these two uh, things as the main problem that students are going on. So what we have done, and even Kids Incubation Center helped us to bring out what they have. Actually, we went to one professional, a doctor. She's a therapist, and we brought her here, and we conduct a small workshop, which really helps to. After that, at first, when we just sent out the survey, we didn't get much responses. We only got 30 responses from all the 4 years. But after that particular workshop, we got good responses from students saying that yes, we are facing this issue, and this is what exactly we want to do. So conducting these kind of workshops very regularly, so that at the time of whenever they feel stress or anxiety, the students will be reaching out. Or any question on any other?
Okay.
Or
Great,
information?
excellent. Okay. So, any questions from the audience so far regarding the, so what they have shared so far?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So, I guess one question, this would probably standard to you guys if you've been to the coaching, right? What would be something you would love to see, let's say in 3 years? Okay, if in 3 years you were to look back, and what would be some really great progress you'd love to see? And potentially from a 10x point of view. Okay, what would be some 10x results you would love to see in, let's say, 1 to 3 years?
So the after 3 years, we want to see that we want to acquire going to the corporates, because that's where we find people mostly, because they are earning and people are willing to pay. So that's where we want to collaborate with the corporates, starting with the students. But the main target and future, we want to see us taking over the corporate market.
So actually, you would love to go to the corporate market and perhaps become their mental health partners, right? In terms of providing AI-based services to them. But with your foundation in the student and the validation from the student population. Is that correct?
Yes, true.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. So I guess also just some small curiosities. Is AI being leveraged? How are you leveraging AI so far? And is there a technical co-founder in the team that is actually, right now building or able to build the product? Because this looks like a technical product, right? So I guess any technical co-founder so far, and how are you guys leveraging AI?
Yes. So I have a friend who is working in Microsoft, mostly working on the AI projects. So he's a team member, and mostly he's handling all the development of this. So we just started working on this one, and mostly I'll be handling the incubation process and these things. So he's taking on, and I'm pretty happy that already he is working professionally, and he has a good knowledge to take this on.
And I guess this is an AI product, right? So that person seems like that person will be handling most of the technical aspect. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the technical aspects.
Okay. All right. Thanks. All right. So I guess maybe a quick feedback is that I think obviously this is an important direction. Okay. And I think remember from the YC, Y Combinator training, right? It's about 80-90% talk to your clients, fix your product. Okay. And this is why I asked about the technical co-founder, because probably what you want to do is to have very fast, quick iterations of your product development cycles. I think this is a market with tremendous potential, and you do have a unique angle, right? Try to leverage that, but you do want to iterate very quickly in order to find the right, what's called product market fit. Okay, because once you can find that from the 0 to 1 stage, then it will be easy for you to both scale and also find funding and add additional resources. Okay, make sense, Rohini?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I guess just from my perspective, also from a who, not how perspective, that person will be an important who, okay, in terms of your next stage or current stage growth. All right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. And
All
if
right.
you,
All right. So,
and if you could mentor us, that would be really great. Like a-
okay. Okay. All right. Excellent. All right.
Yes.
So thanks, Rohini, and the team. All right. So let's move on to the second project. Okay. I think it's Pure Harvest, Rashili and Karthik. So also 5 minutes presentation. I will mention about the time at 1 minute mark, and then we'll have Q&A afterwards. Okay. All right. So start whenever you're ready.
So is the screen visible?
Yes. Yes. It is visible. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So good evening, everyone. I'm Karthik, and along with Vaishali, we have worked on Pure Harvest Wellness Retreat. It's actually a 3-day organic retreat for high performers. So what the we are trying to build an organic retreat in India for these high performing individuals who are like executives or C-suite people. The opportunity is India's wellness tourism market is projected at $12 billion by 2025. So it's a growing market, and there's an increasing demand for this well-being, since we have noticed that a lot of people are stressed nowadays, and especially the higher end executives are really stressed because of their work, and this is only going to increase in near future. So for the problem, these entrepreneurs and executives, they suffer from chronic stress and bad lifestyle choices because they don't get enough time to focus on their health. They are only focused on their career. So this retreat will help them in it will it will provide a structured approach in which they can feel relaxed, and they can recover from the stress that has been caused because of their career plans. The solution we are providing is the wellness retreat will be specifically targeted for these high end individuals, and we are planning to involve Ayurvedic retreats, biohacking, and AI driven health analysis. Also, we are planning to add farm to table concepts where they can eat organic food. A customized diet will be provided, and it will be an invite only program. So they can be rest assured that they will be hanging out with like minded people only. The initial plan is for a 3-day retreat, and it will be completely focused on de-stressing them. And we are planning to partner with some established resorts in India. And the first plan would be a 10 guest list, an invite only program. Only 10 guests will be invited, and it will be an exclusive one. Our target audience is primarily the entrepreneurs, investors, and high performing individuals, mid level managers, CEOs, that kind of people, and corporate leaders. For the market validation, we have already checked other resorts which are already established resorts which are already charging 2 lakh plus, that is around $2,300 for these retreats. and there are people who are paying for this. So the market is already established. So for the key features, there are these organic farm to table concepts where we will take them to this resorts will have organic farms, and they will have customized diet plans for them, and then guided meditations with wellness coaches to de-stress them. And for a later stage, it will be an AI-driven nutrition plan, which will keep them invested in this, so that it's not just like a mini vacation; it will become a part of their lifestyle. From here on, Vaishali will continue.
Hello everyone, this is Vishali. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, sir. So from here onwards, I'll be continuing. The first page is about Grand Slam offer. When we talk about Grand Slam, so it is about an offer which if we present to our audience, so they cannot refuse that. So what they'll get with this with Pure Harvest, the very first thing is this Pure Harvest wellness retreat will solve their high pain problem. As an example, most of the people nowadays are having stress, are having decision fatigue, maybe due to their personal life, maybe due to their corporate life. So this Pure Harvest is something which will make them, which will de-stress them from these problems. When I talk about something which is 10x, which will give them 10x solution. So it will be a VIP networking place where they will not just be de-stressing them, but will connecting with number of people of like-minded kind of people. The next slide is about unique selling point. What unique they'll get. So this wellness retreat, it is not just a luxury wellness retreat. It is a combination of wellness retreat. It is a or organic living or high impact network. It will give them a place where they can live happily. They can de-stress them. At the same time, they can meet with like-minded people. We'll provide them farm to table nutrition, which is very unique from one point of view. I mean, in India specifically, if I talk about, there are, I guess this is the very first wellness retreat which will give them all these together at a single place. When I talk about the digital presence of Pure Harvest, so we have already started working on its website, which is SEO approved. And when I talk about how people will book these slots, so it will be automatic. They can book the slot themselves on the website only, and we are working on the social media platforms also so that this can reach to people. When I talk about the initial plans, I mean, what is the step by step plan? So, our first plan is foundational setup. Like, we have already started working on the site on its renovation stage, and we have already started meeting with the experts, which we have met, and he has already tell us about what should be our next step. When we talk about it, our phase two, so it will be finalizing the site. I guess we are already working on the site. We are already renovating it. So our next step will be fixing it. We'll be getting at least 10 to 20 people for one or two slot and then getting their feedback. And then our third phase work will be finalizing partners, finalizing our experts, and selling all these slots all together. When we talk about how we'll get our early stage customers, so that will be through private webinars, through LinkedIn or through social media pages, so that we can get them for our early stages or early slots. And this is why you should invest in Pure Harvest. So this Pure Harvest is an area, wellness retreat is an area which is booming nowadays in India. I mean, when we talk about Indians' point of view, so it is something entire India is now inclined towards ourselves. I mean, working on ourselves. The old days are gone when we used to work on corporates only. Now all the people in India are thinking about themselves. So this wellness retreat market is now booming in India. We'll be leveraging AI in it. We'll be creating a wellness brand globally So these are some reasons why you should invest in Pure Harvest. So I'll say that the demand for high performance wellness solutions is growing rapidly. With Pure Harvest, we are building a premium, scalable, and high impact business. Join us in revolutionizing the wellness industry for high performing individuals and let us make it happen. Thank you.
Right. Thanks. All right. Thanks, Karthik and Vaishali. All right. So, quick feedback. It's a bit over time. Okay, it's 8.5 minutes. Okay, but okay, but okay. It's. I think the presentation is good. Okay. All right. So, anyone would like to raise questions, ask questions for the team? All right, Rohini, go ahead.
So I have a doubt. So are you guys gonna partnership with any luxury resorts or hotels, or are you gonna write like a SOP and brand it as your own place? So what's the approach that you guys are taking right now? They're planning to take.
So initially the plan is to partner with some established resorts, and it will be just on a shared revenue basis, because right now we are just testing the market whether this thing can work or not. Are people willing to pay for it or not? And at a later stage, when it is established and people are ready to pay and it's working, then we can maybe think about starting our own thing.
Sounds like a stage approach, right? Okay. Yeah, Rohini, did that answer your question? Or maybe you have a follow-up question? You can also ask.
No, sir.
Okay, all right. So Rohini, that's good. All right. So questions from anyone else? Or feedback? Okay. All right. So all right, Rohini, you have another question? I see your hand is raised.
Sir, is it fine if my team member can ask any question?
It's what? Sorry, you do have some background noise, so you might have to speak closer to the microphone.
Is it fine if my team member can also pitch in to ask
Yeah,
a
sure,
question?
sure. Obviously, yes.
So I absolutely love this idea because yes, retreats are very important these days. So my question is, so is it a one-time customer or like you are collaborating with the resorts? So how are you turning the customers? Even how many times the customers will be turning out again and again? I mean, did you get my question? If possible, so if I'm coming for the first time and I love your services in a one particular resort, and a resort thing is pretty expensive. How normally people go to a resort once in 6 months or once in 1 year. So once a year. So how the people how you will be getting back those customers and just getting them as your permanent customers, or maybe in a subscription model, or how you are going to do that? Just want to know that.
So initially the plan is we are focusing only on high paying customers. So the price point would not be an issue, but that is something that needs to be tested, the price point. Secondly, for the retention, in the 3-day period, they will be provided with some kind of metrics that we have not decided on that, but some metrics that will track some progress. Maybe the energy levels on which the energy levels might have increased in three days. That will be provided to them. So in that way, we can retain them. We can provide them information that, see, by doing this, by eating such kind of food or by doing this kind of exercises, your energy levels have increased by so and so percentage. So then we can pitch them maybe a diet plan that they can work with our people who will provide them a customized diet plan, which will maybe work on a monthly basis. And then at later stage, they can also come back every 3 months or 6 months for the retreat again if they need.
All right. So,
Okay.
did that answer the question from Amy's teammate?
Yes, and I have another following question. So,
Sure.
if we are targeting the only the high-end market, only those particular set of people. So, whereas if we take India as a diverse country, most of the people, there are very few people in that particular market and that particular area. Most of them are below that. Because even how are you going to target it? And we do have such same similar kind of things. For one is the Your Life, which is run by Upasana Kamineni, and if you know, and I absolutely love their idea, but the services are too expensive when I saw. So we do have those expensive things, and they are into the market since years. So how are you mostly targeting them? Because when I consider my state, Telangana and Hyderabad, they have acquired most of the resorts and most of the high-end hotels, even the Taj. Recently, even in the Taj hotels and group of services, the Your Life people are providing their retreat wellness. So mostly this is similar kind, and even they are mostly into therapies, the sound therapy and some other kind of therapies too, meditation therapy, yoga, and even most of the actors are promoting it. So how are you going to just how are you going to if have you done any market research, I mean competitor research, how are you going to tackle with them, and how are you going to do that, how to bring this product over?
So while conducting the market research, we realized that there are people who are willing to pay. Maybe not people like me would not be willing to pay such a high price point, but there are people who are willing to pay, and they are going abroad to pay. They are going abroad, and they are willing to pay high prices for this. So we can't generalize based on our own experience that this price point wouldn't be a good price point. And as for the resorts, there are already many established resorts that are charging very high price points, and there are people who are coming to those resorts. For targeting the initially, while targeting, we are only looking at such people, but later on, the plan is to approach corporates where we can approach them with packages for their middle management people. So it will be a group package. So we will not be individually targeting just the CEOs and those kind of people. That will just be a one-time thing for them. But later on, it will expand to corporates.
All right, thanks. Thanks for these questions and for the answers. All right, so my question here is I like because obviously you guys have been working this specifically for the Indian market, right? And to make it actually work. My question is, how does the model specifically fit to the Indian market from your perspective? I mean, what are some of the unique things you think that is actually tailored for a, I guess the Indian market and the specific pain people experience?
One unique thing we are looking at is like whatever resorts or these kind of retreats, they are looked at as like a mini vacation or a weekend getaway. There is nothing actually, they are not measuring something substantive that they can gain from it. It's just looked at something to get away from the work. Here we are trying to focus on some metrics that will help them track some improvement in their health, in some aspect of their health. So that is something with the help of AI and some metrics which we have not figured out, but we will decide on that. Some metrics that can show them improvement, some measurable output.
Yeah, I see. Okay. So I guess what you're saying is it's basically that because right now the experience has been mostly, I think, of a casual vacation nature, right? So far the experiences, most of them to the retreat, but somehow you are adding a somewhat serious dimension that can actually show visible improvement in terms of health, in terms of maybe some of the matrices, right? Is that correct? Am I understand correctly?
Yes, some tracking metrics.
I see. And is that something you think that the Indian market will, I mean, have a specific appeal to the Indian market? Is that kind of uniquely or something you think that that's also applicable to other places?
It is definitely worth trying here because in India we are specifically of the mindset that if we put X amount of money, then we need to get some output from it. Like if we are putting X, then we need to get like 1.5X out of it. That's something we are very particular about. Even if it's the smallest amount, we are very particular about that. So that is definitely if they are provided with some metrics that yeah they have gained something from it, they will definitely be willing to pay for that.
Okay. So you're saying that the basic cultural mindset or mentality is that if I invest, I have to get something out. It has to be I'm getting more, right, in terms of a return. So by making that concrete, that likely will attract to the India market and audience. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, okay. All right, okay. Part of the reason why I'm asking is obviously, Pure Harvest started from an idea that we started here in Taiwan, right? And you're taking that to the Indian market. And obviously there are cultural differences. But I think if we can leverage, if the team can leverage what's unique to the Indian market, that that often and play to the strength of this. That's usually the key of success. Okay, because it's always, I guess this is also a feedback, which is always think about what's the unique problem, because there's always unique problem. Okay, whether it's because of culture, because of geography, because of age, right? Because, for example, Rohini's team, they're targeting at young adults in college age, right? So there's always a unique aspect to the problem. And then there's a unique aspect to your solution of your capability, right? Of how you're going to solve this because of your uniqueness. So that will necessarily generate a unique solution. Okay, whether the solution works or not, whether the clients buy it or not, that's something to be tested. But the basic idea is, through iterations, to constant feedback and testing, at some point you're going to figure out what's that magic mix, the product market fit, right, of a solution serving a client's demand in the marketplace. And when you can discover that, that's usually when you start to have business success and also able to scale that, right, to impact and profitability. So I guess that's a feedback. Okay, but also I think not just to you, but I think to Rohini's as well. All right. Okay. So I hope this. So I guess any other questions for Pure Harvest from the audience?
Yes, it's I just want to give a feedback. I absolutely love this idea. I mean, there are people who are willing to pay and go to these retreats. So what exactly I observed is they are looking for something new, maybe a very new therapy or maybe a very new thing. For example, these days these therapy crazes are going on. I'm just checking out on the social media, having a very new hair therapies or which are pretty expensive, and people are traveling to Korea or Japan to get these things. So if you can get these things here, there are a lot of people who are willing to pay. I mean, they have a good market in India. And so they'll be turning out to be treatments or maybe monthly sessions or something. So yeah, it's a great.
Thanks.
Yes.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Okay. I think there's tremendous opportunity in terms of leveraging geo differences. Okay, that there's cultural, differences across at different locations. But right now, because we can work remotely, right? that's another thing I like you guys to think about is how can you leverage geo differences in terms of forming your teams or developing your markets, because this is a global marketplace we're looking at now in terms of both talents, products, and also markets. And this is one concept I learned from one of the top government official when we were doing interview and visiting. He talked about born global. Okay, which I fully agree. The next generation of startups, they are going to be born global, meaning that they're not just born locally and then go global, but they actually started with a global team. All right, so this is something definitely encourage you guys to think about. Okay, all right. So really appreciate it, everyone. I'd like to take maybe we do have a few minutes. What I'd like to do is maybe we can ask the people participating, right, Rohini, Karthik, and Vishali, to maybe also share a little bit about what's the experience of participating in the accelerator and how has that kind of helped you, okay, in the process, I guess in your entrepreneur journey. So maybe just a quick share. Um, Rohini, would you like to start?
Yes, sir. It's been an absolute pleasure to just be part of this, because one thing that I was really worried before, because, since I'm coming from a science major and I'm currently pursuing computer science, I've never had experience just me learning about business, uh, how the market is like, how to conduct a survey, what are the things that you need to develop, to work on your startup, to incubate it. So mostly I've learned it from my family, through internet, but then this journey has just been really great. I think before I was really afraid to just like pitch my idea, and just the word investor made me just to like uh, to close up everything. But then taking part um, in this definitely made me a lot more confident, and just uh, now my 10x growth, I can totally vision it. That's just because of you. So really thankful for it, sir.
Okay, well, appreciate it too. Really love to see that. And you're definitely pitching very well. I can see that. Okay, I can definitely see that. All right. So, Karthik, would you like to also share a bit? What has been your, I guess, your learning and I guess your experience?
Yes, sir. My experience has been very transforming because the course has provided me a way to think in terms of a business, of starting a business, rather than just sitting on ideas. It has like provided a structured format in which way I can proceed and start my own business and establish and gain something from it, rather than just be fascinated with the idea of starting a business. And it has made me more action oriented, that's for sure. So I'm really grateful to you.
Wow. Okay. I'm grateful to you guys too. Okay. Because without you actually taking actions, this will not matter. These are just concepts, ideas, but it requires people to participate and to take actions, which is what you are doing. Okay. So thanks for that sharing. And Vaishali, would you like to also maybe share a bit? What kind of like what has been your experience, and I guess what's your main gains from this?
Yes, sir. So I have been working on this project since last 2 and 2.5 months, but this is something which allowed me to view it holistically. I mean, all the four aspects of this project. So now I can see that what I learned from this particular project. Now, what I'll say that this project allowed me to not just to focus on the present, but also of the future. because cause and effect matters. What we are doing today, maybe it will give a negative effect, or maybe it will give a positive effect in the future. So I guess this is something I would say, that cause and effect is important. I have learned it from this coaching.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I mean, causality is the law of nature. Okay, what you plant, you will reap. Okay, you plant good seeds, you will reap good results. That's always the case. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. All right. So I like to, we do have Sahar here, who is our assistant, integrator assistant for Ascender. I really appreciated her. She's been doing a lot of the behind the scene work in terms of, helping with the admin stuff, operation, and also, you guys probably met her, and also giving out the offer letters. Initially, they were a bit chaos, but thanks to her, it's been sorted. Really, without her, this would not happen. And I just also like to share my kind of win take, okay, from this experience so far, which is, um, this is actually not the first cohort. You guys are not the first one I've been teaching this or sharing this. It's probably I would say the fourth, right? This is the fourth demo day. So there actually has been at least 3 to 4 iterations of this coaching, although some were in Chinese, okay? This is probably the first in the English version in this format. But so I am somewhat familiar with the material, obviously. Okay. But what I guess my biggest learning is that by sharing and teaching this, it's also a reminder to myself some of the core principles of entrepreneurship of startups. Okay. And because I was sharing this, I also was using these to measure my own progress and experiences. And I have to say that in terms of either Ascender and also our own, 3-person unicorn project, which in this is Pure Harvest, but also not just this. We also started another called Flourish, totally unexpected. Okay. I wasn't planning to do that at the beginning of this quarter, but it's now a reality. It's moving full speed ahead. It's a property development company. I guess what I like to share is that I think this is also something I would like you guys to take away, is that when you are helping others to become successful, you will become successful and, grow as a person yourself as well. Okay. So I think this is the idea of paying it forward, right? And obviously today, the reason why I'm here is because I have received a lot of help from other people, from my mentors. Last year was sort of like a mentor year for me. And in a way, I feel like I'm also paying it forward to you guys. So I guess the last final message is that do pay it forward, to your peers, fellow people, friends. Okay. Try to help them whenever they can. And, because I think that's the true essence of entrepreneurship and business. It's not about competition. It's really about collaboration. Okay. And I think that's why we can actually make everything a much better place. All right. All right. So thanks so much. And I will be sending some stuff about the potential grant application. Okay, which I think all of you actually deserve. Okay, and hope that will be somewhat useful in your journey as well. Okay. All right. So with that, I think that concludes our demo day for the first cohort. And obviously, I'll be sharing a bit what's next. Okay. So after, obviously, we will be finishing this up in, by the end of March. Okay. But if you would continue like to stay, we actually have you understand we right now have 2 hours, right? The second hour is the coaching. And the first hour is actually more like an actual project-based, team sync. This is something I'd be happy to open up, okay, for you guys to continue to participate, okay, if you choose to. And this is one way we can continue to stay connected. but also to learn about your progress, about your project, to provide feedback. You can also ask questions specific to your own project, but also allow you to, I guess, have a first-hand experience and look at how Ascender is currently progressing. Okay, so I guess that's the invitation, which is the first hour part is still, if you choose to, you can continue to participate. Okay, and we will be rolling out additional things, obviously. Okay, for example, the second and third stage grant, but I think those will be likely be discussed in the first hour in the future. Okay, so this is what's ahead. I guess any questions so far or any last feedback?
Yes, sir. There's
Okay,
one
Rohini, go ahead.
this request from my side. It will be really from our team side. It will be really great if you mentor us because it would be such a great investment mentoring us with our project. So
I
it would
see.
be like the first investment for us.
Excellent. All right. So I guess what I'm suggesting, okay, this is my suggestion to you guys. Obviously, we'll be finishing up the first cohort, okay? But if you choose to, obviously, I'm inviting you guys to join into to continue to participate in the first hour, okay, which will be actual project-based stuff. That's ongoing projects, and feel free to also ask questions for your own project. Okay, I think in those first hour. The second hour will be the Query Unicorn coaching for next quarter. This is something I actually invite you guys to continue to stay and participate for the next cohort. Okay. The content will be the same, but you guys will be different. Okay. And this is just my own experience. Knowing something, learning the knowledge is one thing. Doing it is another thing. Having mastery over that is the third level. Okay. And mastery actually takes practice and repetition, which is why even though I am sharing the Query Unicorn materials, this is probably the fourth round. I'm still learning new things. Okay. So if your time allows, I actually will encourage you can continue to, continue with the next cohort and, participate. Also maybe to share feedback with them, okay, about your experience, about your feedback. So we can actually grow as a community. And I have to be honest with you guys, which is we obviously have a very high ambition of 1,000 unicorns in 20 years, okay? But this is precisely, based on Dan Sullivan's logic, that we want to have a really long horizon. Any goal is possible if you give it enough time. Okay, if you have a 20, 25-year horizon to complete a project, to complete a goal, you can achieve great things. Even, man can probably go to Mars in 25 years, right? We don't know that. That might just happen, right? A lot of things can happen in 20 or 25 years. So I understand it's an ambitious goal, but I'm also fully confident it's something that's doable, especially if we start now, right? Start to plant the seeds and also start to build a community. I'm also very sure the 3-person unicorn will not come from individual efforts. It's necessarily a team effort, a community effort. Okay, it's kind of like there's a saying, it takes a village to raise a kid, to raise a child, right? I don't know if you guys heard of that. It's, I think, an old ancient saying from Africa or somewhere. It takes a village to raise a child. Same thing. It actually takes a community or ecosystem to raise 3-person unicorns. Okay, what that meant is that although today you guys are working on different projects, right? You may not know each other well yet. However, this is the beginning and start of learning about each other. And through networking and learning about each other, maybe you will collaborate in the future, right? For example, Rohini might recruit Karthik or Vaishali into one of your projects. Okay, maybe in the future. And that might, become a unicorn. Okay, it may or may not be your current project, but I think the network, the relation, the trust, the understanding, the friendship, I think that's actually what's the key. And that, I believe, is the secret sauce behind what we see the Silicon Valley success. But I believe that's something that can be replicated beyond Silicon Valley. Okay, does that make sense to everyone here? Rohini?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So I guess that's, I hope that answers your question. Okay, so I guess my short answer is you can definitely continue to join for the first hour. And I'd be happy to answer your project specific questions regarding your own entrepreneur project and journey. Okay. All right. So,
sir.
all right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I think that concludes our demo day. Okay. Really appreciate it, everyone. Just curious, do you guys can turn on the camera? Okay. I think if it's possible for you, I perhaps like to take a group photo. Is it possible to open the camera for now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So Karthik, Vishali, and Sahar, would that be all right to turn the camera on?
Sir, I cannot.
Oh, okay. No worries. No worries. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So Sahar, if you can. Okay. So 3, 2, 1, smile. All right. Cheers. I'll have another one. All right. 3, 2, 1. Cheers. All right. Okay. All right. So thanks everyone. Okay. So I guess I'll see you guys. We still have one more week next week. Okay. Regarding the final week, which will be a review. Okay. And then maybe we can also do a bit of celebration there. But in any case, I wish the best luck to all of you. Okay. And I'm sure you have already planted great seeds towards your entrepreneur journey. All right. Okay. All right. So take care. Yeah. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right. Take care. Bye bye.